Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 16, Episode number 3491. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, Ryan Castle joins us from his basement studio bar dungeon. Once again, we will sit and spin. And today we head to the movies with the 10 most iconic movie themes of all times. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack, drink it to dry.
All right, here we go to Minnesota, where arsonist sets fire to a 20-foot-high Frankenstein statue and burns it to the ground. Meanwhile, a Florida meemaw gets drunk and thinks it's a good idea to let a 10-year-old grandson drive around. 4 women are kicked out of a spa in Finland for letting it all hang out. Another Florida woman hears girlfriend talking in her sleep about her ex and punches her in the snout. And a man executes a Mission Impossible-style heist to steal Dippin' Dots. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, on yesterday's program, we told you about the Taco Bell employee who was sprayed with urine and feces that a customer conveniently had in a squeeze bottle. We do not know why the customer had a squeeze bottle full of excrement. We do not know what the dispute was about, but what we do know is that the average pay for a Taco Bell employee is $10.25 an hour. Is that worth getting sprayed with poop? I think not. Now, the starting pay for a mail carrier is around $21 an hour plus benefits. And those benefits should probably come in handy because in 2020 alone, over 5,800 postal employees were attacked by dogs. And that's everything from little nips, as in biting, get your head out of the gutter, to a full-on mauling. Meanwhile, the average salary for an airline flight attendant, this according to Salary.com, hovers around $60,000 a year. Not bad. But is it worth getting your 2 front teeth knocked out of your mouth by a self-entitled passenger? I don't think so. But maybe we should ask the Southwest flight attendant who suffered that exact fate last month. But look, if you have a job, you get paid. And some days are better than others, but every so often it occurs to you that maybe you just don't get paid enough to deal with the crap that you got to deal with on that day. Or maybe that week, or perhaps every day. But that's exactly what today's question is. Maybe you love your job, but these moments, they come and go. So today we want to know, what made you think, I do not get paid enough for this crap?
Be a part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but y'all, and away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,491. What a large and in charge program we have for you today.
You think so, huh?
Guaranteed future repeat. Ryan Castle will once again join us from his basement studio bar dungeon, and we will sit and spin as we head back to the movies with the 10 most iconic movie themes of all times. Believe it or not, one of the members of the Men's Room actually went to the movie theater and watched a movie.
Can you believe it?
Mike, how was the experience there, going to the theater again?
It was fantastic, Miles. It was this crazy place. We all gathered together and watched the same movie.
Was it full? Was it packed? Was
it wasn't packed at all. There was maybe a quarter of that theater full.
All right. You had to get popcorn, right?
No.
You didn't get popcorn? See, that's a must-have if I go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
The prices didn't change, man.
You can afford popcorn for crying out loud.
I really can't, Miles.
Come on. No. What did you get to eat?
I feel like we fed ourselves before we went.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And
what did you
sneak anything in?
Say what now?
You didn't sneak anything in?
No, it was full, man.
Oh, okay.
That's right. I got a potbelly sandwich before I went in there.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
great.
Nice. Good to go. Okay.
Yeah.
So today on Sit and Spin, we've got the 10 most iconic movie themes of all times on the way, and this was done by the fact that they're just a very memorable song.
All right.
Not necessarily the most popular of movies, I guess. I mean, they are popular movies, but it was the theme that was iconic to the movie. So
like Saturday Night Fever.
You would think that would be on the list.
Grease.
You would think that would be on the list. Even something like Flashdance, as stupid of a movie as that was. But yes. And today on our question, as we have come to realize that if you read the news every day like we do, coming up with trying to find some stories that are entertaining, people are absolutely losing it. Now, I don't know.
Yep.
We've had this discussion many times, but I mean, yes, it's being documented more. Yes, because of social media, there's more videos, you see more of it. But now we're getting to the point where airlines are banning serving drinks on planes. So this is, even though we see it more and we're more in tune with what's going on in the news, it's getting bad because things like this, you normally don't take drinks off of a plane. I'm sorry. Snakes, yes. Drinks, no. I mean, it's kind of part of your airline travel experience.
It's the only thing that makes it worthwhile.
Right, exactly. And just like any bar or any place that does serve alcohol, there's an understanding that if you are too inebriated, then you don't get a drink. And
sure.
And it's that simple. The problem is you're in a flying box in the air and there's no way to kick you out of the bar. So
the bar, they can throw you out. Right. It's a lot easier.
In a plane, you can't get someone a parachute.
Maybe that should be the thing. You don't get a parachute. We're opening the door and we push you out.
Guess what, though? If you're on an Amtrak train and you cause a disturbance, it doesn't matter where the hell they are. They will stop that train and they will let you out. I mean, they might do it in a safer area depending on where they are. I don't know if on a side of a cliff or something. They don't care. They will stop the train and they will say, enough, grab your crap, get the hell out.
And they can.
Yes.
Right? Because the plane is only supposed to make one stop.
Right.
Whereas like the train makes a few stops.
Oh yeah. They will make sure that you will not continue that ride on Amtrak. They're pretty strict about that. And we brought this story to you yesterday, talked a little bit about it, but authorities in Georgia are searching for a woman accused of tossing a bottle of bodily fluids through a fast food drive-through window. Sheriff's deputies were called last week to a Taco Bell. Store manager told them an identified woman threw a bottle that was filled with a combination of urine and feces through the window. It was in a squirt bottle. Then she opened it up, threw the whole thing in there.
Why do you have that?
Other employees added that the woman leaned out the rear passenger window and squeezed the bottle of fluids at the drive-thru before throwing the whole thing inside. Woman was described as being between 18 and 25 years old. I don't believe they found her. She's in a white tank top.
But they have her DNA.
Reportedly in a silver sedan with a South Carolina license plate. The business had to close for a couple hours after the incident due to contamination and the fact that they had to clean the place up.
And we appreciate that, Taco Bell. We like that. That little added maneuver.
Right. And it's 11:30 at night, for crying out loud. Now we get this survey. This comes our way from USA Today, and they say while 2020 wasn't the best year for anyone in particular, it was especially difficult and tough for the United States Postal Service employees. That has nothing to do with the head of their agency. The agency said thousands of mail carriers were attacked by dogs this past year. Postal Service announced that more than 5,800 employees were attacked by dogs in 2020. From nips and bites to vicious attacks, aggressive dog behavior, it does pose a serious threat to postal employees and the general public. Postal Service also announced which cities and states had the most dog attacks. Houston, Texas, tops the list of cities, and California, as a state, tops the most attacks. Matter of fact, California, they're killing it on dog attacks, man. I mean, that's the dog attack capital of the Postal Service. Statistics were announced ahead of National Dog Bite Awareness Week. We knew you were in the midst of that.
Dog Bites Awareness Week.
That began on Saturday, and as you know, goes through June 18th, so we're almost at the end of it. Good thing we got you this information now.
Doesn't anyone want to break the news to these people that nobody knows this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as the top 10 cities and the amount of attacks recorded, 73 were in Houston, 59 in Chicago. L.A. had 54 attacks, followed by Cleveland, Denver, Baltimore, Dallas, and Columbus, Ohio. Now, as far as the list of the states and the number of attacks, California, hands down, 782 attacks last year alone in the state of California. The next closest state, that's Texas with 400. Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania is also on the list, New Jersey, and Virginia. By the way, there's no data on what type of dogs attack the most. The Postal Service says this: all dogs can bite.
Yeah.
And since there was a high volume of home deliveries since the beginning of the pandemic, the service noted that it led to more opportunities for carriers to interact with canines. And when they do these types of trainings, they urge the Postal Service members to even stay away from the pet owner's children. Because if they approach the children, talk to them like they normally do, hey, how's it going? Sometimes the dog feels that could be a threat to their family. Mm-hmm. And they will attack in that sense as well. They're just encouraging anybody who has a mailbox on the porch or whatever to please keep the dog off of the porch and inside during the delivery times. And you know the delivery times of your Postal Service. They're pretty regular as far as...
Generally, you also know your dog.
Yeah, by the way, letter carriers are also trained...
Is this just a case of people having dogs that just roam the yard the whole time?
Look, every once in a while, I'm sure someone opened the door for something, the dog jumped out. Yeah, but overall, I would think either the mail carrier is approaching the dog directly, which seems like a bad idea, or right, you open the fence, and then there's that free-roaming dog who's probably been growling at you for the last week, and finally it just bites you, right?
Yeah, mail carriers are trained on how to deal with dogs on delivery routes. They can have warning cards to remind them about that house, that there may be a dangerous dog on the route. And they have a dog alert feature tool on their handheld scanners as well that they can push in case they get attacked and they need help.
What does that do?
I guess brings.
How about dog repellent, man?
Something.
Like if I'm being attacked, I don't need to alert someone. I want the attack to stop.
Exactly. And then we have the story, and this ended up having to do with Seattle in a way. A Colorado man was accused of disrupting an Alaska Airlines flight from Seattle to Denver. Not only did he refuse to wear a mask, he then stood up and started urinating in the cabin.
See, that now it's too much.
He faces a federal charge of interfering with a flight crew attendants that carries a maximum term of 20 years in prison and a possible $2,500 fine. This went down March the 9th. The affidavit said the crew members said that this man, Greer, appeared to be trying to sleep, but swatted at an attendant when she asked him repeatedly to put on his mask. A passenger later summoned attendants because now he was urinating in the seat area. The agent said that Greer told him he had several beers and a couple of shots before boarding the flight, fell asleep on the plane, and awoke to being yelled at by the flight attendants, who told him he was peeing. He stated he had no recollection of hitting the flight attendant and didn't know if he was peeing or not. He was released on $10,000 bond pending his next court appearance. Public defenders do not comment on pending cases, but no one needs to deal with it. No one needs to deal with it.
Couple beers, couple shots.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's pretty standard fare.
Right, I'm thinking he had a few more than that.
Well, I mean, that's
You know he did. Look, I've had the drunk pee where I realize I'm peeing in my own laundry basket, but it wasn't a couple of beers and a couple of shots that got me there, man.
No. It was a hell of a lot more than that.
Way more.
So our question, what made you think I do not get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
I like this guy's comment. It says, we're having a rainstorm down here in Olympia. I'm trying to drive. That's what I do. I can't see past the hood of my truck. I own my own company and still don't think I get paid enough for this S today. And
Dump it down there.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Eli. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hola.
Hola.
So what did you not get paid enough for?
Eli, are you on some type of mind delay?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So I work at AutoZone on 6th Ave in North Tacoma. And I don't get paid enough for this story is I was working the closing shift, so that's the 5:30 to about 10 o'clock shift. And so this dude comes in, and he's just walking around, grabbing a whole bunch of stuff, piling it into his arms. So he asked if he wants a basket or something, or to drop this stuff off at the counter, the normal stuff we do. And he's like, no, I'm still looking around. And so he goes around to all the expensive audio equipment and just, grabs a whole bunch of it. And then, so I call the manager over and I'm like, hey, this dude's acting pretty suspicious. He's like, okay, just keep an eye on him. He goes, grabs a basket, dumps all the things in, and my manager's over standing by the door. And so my manager's like, okay, he's going to make a run for it. This dude grabs the basket with all the stuff, just takes off to the door. My manager grabs the basket and rips the handle off of it. And there's this lady that I was helping at the counter. She takes off after the dude was like, hey, get back here. And so the dude runs to his car and goes to get in. The lady grabs him, pulls him partly out, and then slams him in the door in the car. And then all the stuff goes flying everywhere. And so then my manager grabs the dude by his shirt and is trying to rip him out as the dude is backing out, and then pulls forward to hit my manager with his car.
Jesus.
And so I'm just standing there I'm just inside, I'm really not trying to get involved. I get paid $13.70. I'm not dying for a quart of oil.
I get where your head is at, man. What ended up happening?
All this is going down. I'm literally just inside watching, just flabbergasted.
How many people walk in that store and go, get in the zone, AutoZone?
Oh, way more than you would think.
No, I believe it. I get that thing stuck in my head, too.
It's hilarious.
Trust me. Yeah, that's fun.
And we play the same radio station all day. It's so annoying. And it's not even 99.9. I have asked to change it.
Are they putting on something like the easy listening, non-offensive crap?
Yeah, it's really hard to listen to all day.
Well, that's part of the retail lifestyle.
It is. I mean, it is.
Could you imagine walking into a Friendly's and we're on?
It's not going to happen, right?
No, I'm just trying to eat.
I'm just here for ice cream with the kids. This guy's drinking?
Did he say ass? Did he just say ass and they talk about a vagina?
They're talking about penises.
Yeah,
my kids are asking questions.
Pass catch it.
Friendly's got real friendly.
Yeah, right. What made you think I don't get paid enough to do this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Just thinking about his story, just of all the places in Seattle. So there's 3rd Avenue downtown, but nothing's really open down there. But if you work on Aurora, I got to think every day, 5 times a day, I don't get paid enough for this. Between all the prostitutes.
Yeah.
All the prostitutes.
Not wrong.
All the tweak. But I mean, it's everywhere. And it doesn't matter what business you walk into.
It's getting better, too.
What is?
Aurora, for the most part.
Where you are, but it's like anything, right? So, say you have mice in your house. You can either kill all the mice in your house or you can get rid of the mice, but the mice have simply gone somewhere else. So, as they do parts of this redevelopment of Aurora, it's now getting more concentrated. So, except when you head up to the Lowe's or the Home Depot or anything up there, Burger King, Starbucks, you name it, does AutoZone, right? All of these businesses, man, the parking lots are just blanketed with tweakers and prostitutes. I mean, they're very nice. They don't really get in your way, but it is amazing. And I have to keep telling my son, stop looking at that woman's boobs. He's like, but she's showing them. I'm like, I know she is.
Why are you telling him to stop?
Stop staring, man.
It's just nature.
Because then they start following you.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say, then
and I don't, right. If you make eye contact, you're stuck in the conversation. And son, let me explain two things. Prostitutes and tweakers, when you engage in a conversation with them, all you want is for the conversation to end. And the thing is, they're not going to talk to you. They're going to talk to me. So stop staring at her boobs. I know she's showing them. She's trying to make money. That's why she's there. But I have pointed out, but look at her butt. That's just funny.
Get him a National Geographic. What made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
He doesn't need one. He got a Seahawks
cheerleader calendar.
Actually, that's not true. So we have a Seahawks cheerleader who may or may not still work here. I do not know because I have not seen coworkers in a while. But I was like, hey, man, my daughter, right, she sees you guys on TV. Therefore, you are superstars to her. Hook me up with the calendar. So she does. And I gave it to my daughter. And she flipped through it once. And she's excited. That thing ended up in my son's bedroom.
He's got it?
Oh, yeah. He still has it. It's from like 2017.
You don't even know what day it is.
No, dude. It
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I get it. We don't have to talk about it. I understand what's happening here.
My brother got Sports Illustrated when we were kids. And I used to steal the swimsuit edition.
Dude, that
was...
Oh,
or he'd be like, why did you rip this page out? Like, what do you mean? How do you know it's me? He's like, well, it's not our sister. Yeah, it's ripping out pages from the swimsuit edition.
It's not that I didn't like sports. And it's not that I didn't read Sports Illustrated when it came out and didn't get it. But the main reason I got a subscription was because of that.
Yeah, they even do it. Like, your team won the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. You get the subscription, and they always find, in spite of the fact that we're telling you, your team won the Super Bowl. I'm talking to a sports fan, but hey, you will also get the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
Yeah.
That's the
Trust
sales
me,
page.
if you were a geek and you really like sports, the old magazine, The Sporting News, the newspaper, like that was in-depth, geeky stats, stories. I mean, like just really...
That is what my brother read.
Really diving in.
That's what he read, seriously. And my parents, they offer him, do you want Sports Illustrated or the Sporting News? I thought for sure he's going to go Sports Illustrated, right? He's like 14 at the time. I'm 9, so I'm like, Sports Illustrated. Oh, the Sporting News.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, man.
Right, exactly. Really? Like, would you rather have USA Today or the Wall Street Journal? I'll take the Journal. I'll take the Journal. Mm-hmm. The Wall Street Journal. What made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Vinny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
What's up, guys? Happy Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I actually work for the post office.
Okay.
And I figured that this was very fitting to be able to give you guys a phone call today. So I don't get paid enough to deal with this S. I remember when I first started, it was about 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago. I was, had a long day, a lot of volume of mail, came back to the station and, I'm putting away my things. And all of a sudden I noticed that there's, another carrier, over in their case and, they are crying. They are bawling their eyes out. I'm like, what is going on? Did she hurt herself or something? I go up to her ass. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Are you all right? Do you need tissue? She's like, just got yelled at for not being fast enough. I'm like, what? I look at management, and then they start to approach me to tell me that I'm not fast enough. I immediately about face and start making my way to clock off and go home because I don't get paid enough to deal with that.
I thought you were going to say you snuck a punch and hit him. Like, was that fast enough?
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. Kick him in the knee.
Yeah,
but fast now.
But they don't sell fast. You know what I mean? They just sell reliability. They don't really ever sell like, we will get it there next day. I mean, you can if you pay a lot of money.
Well,
but you put a stamp on something and it just gets there when it gets there.
I mean, like, how many addresses do you hit on average a day?
Oh my God, I don't know, billions.
Okay, do you have an Apple Watch or anything that keeps your steps?
No, but I mean, I used to have the Fitbit, but then I lost the charger.
Okay, so well, how many steps were you getting in a day? How many miles would you walk?
15 to 25 miles.
Damn. That's a lot, man.
Well, you don't see a lot of fat mail carriers.
I mean, it depends though. It's there's certain areas, certain stations that have walking, and then there's certain stations that have just mounted where you're in the car.
Sure.
So, I mean, then there's rural where you could literally drive 300 miles and only hit 5 boxes.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation where you thought a dog was going to attack you?
You're damn right.
How many?
Too many to count. But there's the whole thing about that is you get to the gate, you see the dog, you leave.
Where do you put
try to go and I can dodge it. No.
Where do you put the mail?
oh, you just wrap it up in a rubber band, and you guys were talking about the scanner. You go on that scanner and say, there's a dog.
Okay.
And you bring it back to station. And then
so
either they would try to attempt it tomorrow, or it's reported, and then the post office marshal comes in and talks to the people that live there and say, hey, if you don't put your dog away, we're not delivering mail to your house anymore.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's fair.
That is fair.
Yeah, that seems how it should work.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like, hey, we got a little
We'll give
problem.
you a warning.
Trying to get you your mail, but your dog wants to kill me. By the way, the mail people, they're not alone. Basically, every meter reader out there, they have texted in like, hey, we're in the same situation. We're
Every
in
Amazon
the exact
driver.
same situation.
Every
man.
Uber Eats person or somebody who's, like delivering DoorDash or any of those things. I mean, and
But like you ordered the food.
You ordered it. Like that's what I'm saying. You know it's going to be there in 45 minutes. They give you an update of when it should be there. So you have a pretty good idea that, like maybe get the dog off the porch.
Well, you also know your mail's coming. Like, let the dog out on Sunday. But, like, Monday through Saturday, man, you know the mailman's coming.
Do you ever get anything in the mail, though?
That you want?
You know what I mean?
Other than bills?
Yeah.
Yes. Catalogs.
And then I think the only time, like, you get Christmas cards.
Yeah.
I was going to say, outside of, like, an official invitation to, like, a wedding, no, it's just bills and catalogs.
And Bed Bath & Beyond.
10% off.
Always having a sale.
Yeah. What made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
Our question, what made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Have those conversations.
Hello, Amy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So this actually didn't happen to me. It happened to a coworker of mine, but I was there.
Okay.
So years ago, I used to bartend at a casino, and this guy was playing at a blackjack table, and he picked up what he thought was a beer, and it turned out to be a spit cup, and he drank it, and he, needless to say, puked all over the table. Well, it was in the middle of the hand, so they had to finish the hand first off.
Wait.
But once
wait, hold on. So someone has vomited on the table, but
Yes.
but because the game is in play, you have to finish out that hand?
Yeah, if bets were made legally, they can't stop. They have to finish it.
So, I mean, I guess everyone just works around his puke, that you just have to act like it didn't happen until the end of the hand?
Pretty much.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, you can't really blame his reaction.
No.
for
I
what
mean,
happened,
I get it. That's crazy. I mean, like, even if you take, like, hey, let's take a 5-minute pause, we'll pick up where we left off. But all right, so he's puked on the table and you're finishing the hand.
And so they had to obviously close the table and throw away the cards. But the maintenance guy is the one I felt sorry for, because he had to take every individual chip with a sanitizer bucket and clean those individually with the security watching, because you can't, like, just put them all in a bucket and hand wash them. It has to be one at a time.
What, do they do that every night anyway?
No, they don't sanitize them, but needless to say, these were a little dirty.
All right, okay.
So why can't he throw them, like, all in a, count how many are going in and then dump them back out?
It's too easy to accidentally slide something in your hands, whatever, but like you have to show everything. Like, every time I touched money as a bartender, I had to clear my hands to show the camera that there's nothing in my hands, and it's that kind of deal.
All right.
Wow.
That's intense.
How long did it take him to clean all of those chips with security watching, and you're doing it one by one?
Like 2 hours.
Was that guy out of it? I mean, he have to leave after that? I mean, in other words, he feeling sick enough where he couldn't stay?
Well, no, I don't know. I don't remember what happened to him, but after that, it was the rule that you couldn't bring spit cups to the table anymore.
I was going to ask, like, it just seemed weird to me that they're like, yeah, man, just bring your spit cup, and I get it, you chew or whatever, but I feel like in my personal place of business, look, man, just...
Even if you didn't have a chew-in, and you just walked around with a cup and just spit in all the time, they would just be like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Why do you keep spitting in a cup? You know what I mean? Like...
You're right.
Yeah,
But if you're at a casino and you play cards, like some people are smoking, like that guy, that's probably just what he does. He dips while he plays cards.
Absolutely.
But I'm also with you. You got to be slick about it. Right.
You need
have a coffee top and get good at it.
You need to put a paper towel in there. I mean, that was typically the sign that it was a spit cup.
And most people do.
What is the worst situation you ever had to deal with working at the casino?
Oh, I had several. I had a girl throw a beer in my face. I had to break up people having sex in the hallway because they figured that that there's not cameras in the hallway, but there is.
There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere if they're counting your hands.
I've nearly gotten puked on a couple of times, but there's lots of those fun situations. But the beer in the face is probably the worst.
What was she mad about?
I cut her off.
Oh.
And she got mad at me, and she, was trying to swear at me, and I just told her she could shove it, and she threw a beer in my face.
Which is really kind of counterintuitive because you're getting cut off. Enjoy that last bit of beer.
It almost seems like the way the casino, the way the security works in a casino, while that beer's in the air, there's already two people with their hands on her shoulders, like escorting her out,
Oh, this is what made me mad. No, she got away with it. The security was so bad at that casino. Like, I had her by the arm and I was about ready to punch her, but I didn't because I realized, there's a million cameras on me, and my son was like a baby at the time, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this. And I was like, she started beelining for the door, and I was like, stop her, and security just let her go. I was so mad.
You still work in a casino?
Not anymore.
You still bartend?
I still bartend, yeah, almost 20 years.
Okay. And you haven't had anything remotely like that just in a regular bar?
Not quite like that. I've had to break up some fights and that kind of thing, but nothing like that.
Now, wait a minute. Now, two big guys are in the middle of a fight. You're going to jump in between them?
No, actually, it's mostly girls. There was a couple of girls that got into a fight, and one spit on the other one, and, the other girl clotheslined her and started stomping on her chest and, broke her chest, and, yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, if you spit on someone, that's kind of the reaction you should expect.
Don't spit on people.
Yeah, that is.
Broke her chest.
Wow.
What made you think I do not get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Quentin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, so a few years ago, I used to work at a U-Haul, and what the worst thing about it was every so often we'd rent out these cargo vans, kind of like those vehicles you'd use to deliver.
The ones that say $19.95 a day on the back window.
Oh yeah, those ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we rent those out, and 99 times it's fine, but then 1 out of 100, we'd give them out to someone who would take them off somewhere, and we get them back, and it was just filled with all their junk and all their drug paraphernalia stuff. Like, the first time I ever experienced it, I opened the front door, and it was just piled full of pipes made of air hoses. I'm not sure what the pipes were used for because drugs aren't really my deal. But yeah, they had them all over the place, or empty beer bottles, and all the contents inside just stunk.
So what do you think they actually used it for?
Like, they spend the night in it? You know what I mean?
My thinking is it's people who use it like a mobile home, and then they abandon it for either they find them and they give it back to us, or they just abandon it. I think they just use it as a home.
Interesting. Okay, well, at least hopefully it's not like a mobile meth lab. That's the worst case scenario is you get back in there and you don't know what you're cleaning.
Yeah, exactly. And so the first time I ever got it, my manager told me to go clean it, and me being a good employee, sure, can I get some gloves though? Because I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, so she gave me the gloves. I went in there and I instantly regretted it. I did it, but I hate it. And then every time after that, I said, no, get somebody else. And fortunately, there was someone else every other time that she tried to get us to do it.
Yeah. My neighbor, he came home the other day and there was a guy sleeping on his porch. And he'd been there for a while, right? But he peed all over his front door and all over his house. So when he gets there, he's got to rouse this guy up, right? It takes a little while to get him up. But finally gets him up. Finally gets him off his frickin' porch, right? And then he realizes that he'd peed all over his front door. So he goes and gets the hose. So he's spraying it down. He's like, the smell of chemicals almost burned his nose.
Oh, from the guy's pee?
Yeah, because whatever he was on.
Right.
Just the worst of the worst. What made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello. That's horrible.
Sunday afternoon. You know what I mean? Comes back Sunday afternoon.
Yay!
Dude just peed all over his porch, all over his house.
And slept there.
Yes.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the men's room.
How are you, gentlemen?
Hola.
So I have about 800 stories where I can say I don't get paid enough for this. I'm an electrician. I own my own business, and I go into apartments all the time. So on any given day, I might have seen somebody take a dump on the side of the road while I'm going into the apartment, or be in an apartment like it was this morning where the lady was a meth head, and she told me she breeds cats to pay her rent. There were 9 cats running around her apartment.
What did it smell like in there?
It smelled like meth.
Okay. What does meth smell like?
It's kind of like a sweeter version of ammonia.
All right. So it burns your eyes, but it's sweet?
Kind of. It's a hard to describe odor. It doesn't quite burn your eyes, but it's potent and you know it's there.
Okay.
And she just kept scratching herself.
Much like cats, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very much like cats, yes.
How long were you stuck at this woman's place?
4 hours.
4 hours?
4 hours.
What did you have to do?
I had to rip out her bathroom fan and replace it.
Okay.
And it was, I had to wait 45 minutes for her to clear all the garbage. Or running all over the place.
Good times.
Again, it's not like the apartment building didn't tell her what time you were coming by.
Yeah, but you're on meth.
Exactly.
You don't
She
care.
obviously put in the request.
Right.
She's taking care of the cats, Dad. She lost track of
I
time.
breed cats to pay my rent. All right. Hey, whatever you got to do, man.
What made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
I don't believe that.
No, I don't believe that either.
Yeah, I was like, I think she's just a crazy lady.
Yeah, you're a crazy woman who's on meth who has 9 cats. Just say, I'm a cat lady. That's all you got to say. It's understood.
They keep me up at night.
Hello, Colby. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, right after high school, when I was 18, I joined a carpenter's company, and I did a lot of finish work. And everybody just hated me because I was a young buck. And so, after a year of everybody talking smack to me, when I was 19, my foreman came in screaming at me. And I decided to stand my ground and, talk back to him. And he hit me in the face so hard, I just folded, went to sleep. I woke up on the floor to him going, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then I took a few steps, and I don't remember anything after that. I don't remember driving to the hospital or anything until, the next day.
Jesus Christ,
Did you continue working for this guy?
No, not at all.
Yeah, good.
How much did you sue him or press charges?
I did, yeah. This was pretty recent, so he actually went to court maybe 2 weeks ago.
And what is the benefit of that for you? He just gets charged with assault?
It was actually domestic violence because I lived with him on his couch for a wee bit. So the police said, oh, that counts as domestic violence. So now I get to get all his money, and he gets to go to prison. I had to get surgery because he caved my face in.
Wow. Man, he must have knocked the living hell out of you.
Oh, yeah.
What is he, like a former boxer or something?
No, he was just about 6'5", 280 pounds, and I'm 6'1", $150 maybe.
And he caved your face in one punch.
Yep. Yeah, completely unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, I've had problems with my boss, and I never expect
my
him
roommate
to haul off and punch me in the face. Wow.
Oh, yeah. The best part about it was I do Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so I went up to my coach after he hit me, and I was like, Jason, what happened? Where was the training? Why did I lose?
Well, you probably didn't see it coming, first of all. You probably didn't know you were in that situation.
Yeah, if you get punched in the face first, a lot of the training goes out the window.
It's one thing if you punch somebody or you push them or you initiate it, then yeah, you're going to get hit back, right? But I mean, if you're just standing there flat-footed and you get hit.
You get sucker punched.
Right.
It's like Mike Tyson said, you can have all the training you want, then someone hits you in the face and things change.
God, that hurts.
And you're at work.
Right.
Right. You just don't expect. Like I said, we've had flare-ups with the balls a million times. Mm-hmm. Not once did I ever think he's going to jump up and he's going to punch me in the face. Although we did have an old boss who he wanted to fight in the street.
Yeah. He did.
On, like our last day or whatever it was. And we're like, he's wearing a trench coat, a suit. He's like, let's go on the street and fight. Ted was on probation, so Ted said, I'm going to go in the bar
and drink.
Because Ted was going to drop his ass. I truly believe you're going to drop his ass.
You're like, I wasn't a part of this.
Right.
Yeah. I hadn't even gone to trial yet.
Yeah. All we wanted to do was go get a beer.
That's all we wanted.
What made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Lisa. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I used to work for a hotel, not for very long, but it was a very fancy hotel in Tacoma. And I was a housekeeper there, so I got to clean up a lot of different kinds of things. Well, one of the only things that, like, really stuck in my brain was in a room. The dildo.
Wait, hold on. We got to a room and then you cut out for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Underneath the pillow was a dildo that had been left in the room by somebody who had checked out already. Worst part is that we have to keep it in lost and found.
So do you have a Ziploc bag? What do you put it in?
Basically.
Yeah.
What do you honestly think someone's going to be like, hey, yeah, man, I checked out yesterday. I left my dildo. Do you guys still have that?
Now, let me ask you a question. If you were to be in the market for such a toy, right? When you see this one, is it too big? It
was big. It was big.
Okay, so
I feel like they left it there on purpose just to be funny or something, but I'm like, that's a waste of good money. Like,
okay.
You should have kept that. It was nice
or
looking.
maybe it was just like a one-time use thing. Like they were having a rendezvous at your favorite hotel.
Was it like battery powder? I mean, was it just the actual thing, or did it have any kind of special vibrating things, or what?
Honestly, I just remember it being very big and very accurate and like anatomically correct.
Ah, very nice. All right, now I have a few questions for you working in housekeeping. We've all had our different experiences, and someone I know had left a bag of drugs, say, in the top drawer of a Vegas hotel. If you're in housekeeping and you discovered it, is that a score? Is that good news?
Well, for the people that that were better at their job than me, they would have probably just thrown it away or turned it in. But depending on what it was, I might have kept it. I
get
don't know.
the feeling you would have kept it. All right, another question. Now, Miles has a story. What, like you pooped on the bed sheets or something like that?
Oh,
or?
First night checking in.
Oh, no.
No, so...
Oh, I slipped on a fart.
But what was your... So what, you balled them up? Like, what would be the protocol?
I didn't know where to take them.
That's what I mean. What is the protocol? You slip on a fart. I've made a mess of the sheets.
Do I call housekeeping and say, I'm so sorry. Can you just bring me a trash bag and I'll take care of this?
Well, they have like biohazard bags, and that's considered something that would be biohazardous, I suppose.
So that would never be reused again, that sheet?
Well, no, it would just, depending on the situation, if it was blood, I mean, if the stain was bad enough and you couldn't get it out, we wouldn't reuse it. But for that, I mean, depending on the level of atrocity, then it might. Gotcha. This is not for every hotel. This is from my experience.
And you're not the only guy that's pooped in a hotel bed.
No, I know.
Is that a confession?
No, for sure not.
Have you pooped in a hotel bed?
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure they've seen worse things. I was like, oh, it's not blood. It's not this or that.
All right, so the dildo, right, that's going to stick in your brain a little bit because you said anatomically correct, rather large. But what is some of the other worst, like blood, poop? I mean, just something where you're like, come on. Come on.
Quite a few condoms and vomit happened a lot, especially because it was a hotel that had an event, like a room or whatever. And when people would get really drunk, I've had to clean up their puke, and that is the one thing that I do not. I can clean up poop rather than clean up puke.
Yeah, puke's
and it's like it happened way too often.
Somebody here chimes in. They say, look, I was a hotel maid. You see the worst. I cleaned rooms. I found sperm, dildos, puke, poop logs, just nasty.
I'm just trying to think of what a high-end hotel is in Tacoma. What is that, the Marriott Convention Center, or is that the Murano?
Nearby, I'm not going to mention, but the latter is
I was like, Miles, we both know what hotel it is. We both stay there.
Exactly.
And I've been there.
I'm glad that you knew.
Yeah.
You said a fancy hotel in Tacoma.
Well, that's got a great bar.
I mean, it was just expensive for some reason. It has nice art in there, but other than that, I mean.
All right, I got one more question. Say somebody stays at a hotel and leaves a lot of beer cans, but they also leave a 20. Is it just kind of a wash?
I rarely ever saw a tip because I didn't clean rooms for too long before. I was I did house person, which was basically like bringing things to the guests that wanted them and cleaning up after the room attendants had cleaned up the rooms. I never really saw tips, though, and I'm like, this is an expensive hotel.
Okay.
I don't even think they should have to
Let me
tip.
ask you this. There was a guy, we call him Sergeant Hair Club, say, and we were in Alaska, and we are checking out of the hotel. And he's a very punctual guy, but he tells Miles and I meet him down at the lobby, whatever. He takes a little time, and he walks down, and he says, look, I just dropped the biggest deuce I've ever had in my life. And I guess what? The toilet backed up.
Something happened.
And it left an incredible stink. And I want to say he left $50. Like, does that make, because he said, I honestly feel bad for housekeeping.
Oh, that would make a big difference. I'd be like, hey, let me have that room. I'd clean it up.
Okay,
All right. No question with you, Ted. Did you leave any full beer for the person? In other words, you have
I have clearly bought beer the night before, and then there's one out of it and left like 6-8 beers.
Okay, well, that's
there's definitely been trips where I've stayed somewhere for days, and it's like, hey, a lot of beer cans in here, boys. Come on, we'll leave a 20, make sure they're cool with us.
What made you think I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap? 206-421-ROCK.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.